loud. All right, well, let's get started. So we're gonna start today just laying down on our backs. With our knees bent, soles of the feet together. The knees will be splayed out kind of wide here. Your arms can be by your side. Or if you want, you can also have them at sort of a cactus shape here to get a nice little stretch across the front of the chest. You can let your eyes soften, maybe shut if you want. And start to move your breath rounds in and out through your nose. Tuning into the breath. Coming into this here and now. On your next inhale in, notice the count of your inhale. As you exhale, try to lengthen out your count of your exhale, just a count or two longer than your inhale. So extending out the exhale beyond the length of the inhale. Nice deep breath in to fill the chest and the belly. And then full exhale, and deflating everything out. Extending that exhale beyond. A couple more on your own breath rounds here as you settle in. Let's do one more deep inhale in together. This time through the mouth, let it all go. Go ahead and pull both knees into your chest here, letting your eyes open up. Just give yourself a nice big hug here and then start to make some circles with your knees and ankles over the hips. Give the low back a nice little massage here. And we're going to switch directions with the circles. And then we're going to place our hands behind our thighs and start to roll up and down the spine until you have enough momentum to make your way up to a comfortable seat. Spinning around here until you get to your tabletop all fours position. So from here, we're gonna do some cat cows here to start off. So take an inhale to drop the belly, lift the chin up. Exhale, you're gonna round the spine, tucking the chin in. Inhale, drop the belly, lift the chin up, broaden through the chest. Exhale, rounding the spine, tucking the chin and the tailbone. Couple more of those on your own breath rounds here. And then you're gonna start to walk your hands out towards the front of the mat until you can bring your forehead down onto the mat and your hips are over your knees, coming into puppy pose here. We'll go ahead and leave the full palm of the hands on the mat. And some deep inhales and exhales in this position. Now we're going to start to walk our hands over to the left. Trying to keep the head as in line as you can, getting a nice stretch through the side body. So try to pull that right hip back as you're doing this. Then go ahead and start to walk the hands over to the other side of the mat. Doing that stretch through the left side of the body this time, kind of drawing the left hip back. Bring our hands back underneath our shoulders. Take an inhale to drop the belly, lift the chin up one more time. Exhale, round the spine, tucking the chin in. Take an inhale to drop the belly, lift the chin. This time as you exhale, you're going to tuck the toes, lift the knees, come into a plank pose. Nice strong plank here. Engaging the quads, the glutes, the hamstrings, drawing the heels down towards the bottom of the mat. Inhaling in here, exhale to down dog. Inhale, come back to your plank pose, and exhale to down dog. Come back to your plank pose on your next inhale. And then as you exhale this time, take your entire exhale to lower all the way down to your belly. Hands will be down at your side here. Forehead's down on the mat. We're going to come into Shalabhasana for a few breath rounds. So on your inhale, on the first one, we're going to lift just our head and torso. So inhale the head and torso up, drawing the shoulder blades together. Exhale down. This time we're going to add the arms in. So inhale the arms up, lifting the head up, trying to lift the chin up here. Exhale down. Now we're going to add the feet and the legs. Take an inhale in, lifting everything up. Arms, legs, torso, head. Gaze comes up in front of you, lifting the chin up as high as you can. We'll hold for a couple breath rounds. And then on your next exhale, go ahead and come back down. Now we're going to bring our left forearm parallel to the front of the mat and turn open to your right, bending your right knee in, bringing the right heel towards the right glute, grabbing the top of that right foot with the right hand. Start pulling it in towards your seat. Nice easy inhales and exhales here. Go ahead and release the right leg long. Right arm goes parallel to the front of the mat. Bend the left knee in as you turn open to the left and grab the top of the left foot with the left hand. Pull that left heel in towards your glute. Just breathe here for a few breath rounds, pressing through your right palm to help stabilize you. Keep breathing in and out through the nose here. One last inhale in. As you exhale, go ahead and release the left foot. Bring the forehead back down to the mat. Now we're going to bend both knees in. Grab the tops of both feet from the outside of the foot with your hands here. Take an inhale in. And as you exhale, start to press your feet into your hands as you lift your head and torso up, lifting the knees up. Gaze comes up in front of you here. Getting the full arch in the low back and the back here. Really press in to those hands with the feet. Lifting the knees up as high as you can for one more breath round. And then your next exhale, go ahead and release. Keep the bind with the hands though, don't release the feet. We're gonna come back into this one more time. So take an inhale in, and as you exhale, start to press those feet into the hands, really lifting up. Press, and then exhale. Go ahead and bring the hands back underneath the shoulders as you release the feet. Press your way back up to a tabletop position. And we'll go ahead and take an inhale in through cow. Draw those shoulder blades together. Exhale, round the spine. Inhale up through cow again one more time. And exhale, round the spine. Now from here, we're gonna take our right foot out long next to us. Keeping the hands on the floor, so toes are facing towards the front of the mat here. Your hips are still over your left knee. Then start to rock back and forth. Bring the seat down towards the heel. And then the shoulders in front of the fingertips. Just go back and forth here. If you find any sticky points that need a little more attention, go ahead and stop and give it that attention. And next, we're gonna come back to a neutral position here with our hip right over the knee. And walk your hands back towards your hips. Bring the hands up to the hips. And then you're gonna inhale your left arm up overhead. As you exhale, you're gonna hinge over right, bringing the right arm long over the right leg. While you're doing this, really press your hips forward as far as you can. Couple breath rounds here. And on the next inhale, we'll sweep both arms overhead. Bring the hands back down to the mat. Switching sides, left leg goes out long next to you. Hands are still underneath your shoulders here. And then the toes are facing towards the front of the mat. And same thing on this side. Just leaning forward and back. Seat goes down to the heel. And then the shoulders go in front of the fingertips. And again, if you find any sticky points here that need some attention, you're more than welcome to stop there for a little bit and give it that attention. Now let's come back to a neutral position here with the hip over that right knee. Walk your hands back, bringing one hand up to each hip at a time. Take an inhale, bringing the left or right arm up overhead. And then exhale, hinge over that left leg, bringing the left arm long onto the left leg. Press the hips forward, that right hip forward as far as you can. And if your toes kind of splay out a little bit at an angle, that's totally fine. Couple breath rounds here. Inhale, bring both arms back up overhead. Hands back underneath the shoulders, coming back to our tabletop position. Inhale, we'll drop the belly, lift the chin. Exhale, we'll come into plank pose. Strong plank here again. Engage the belly, lift the backs of the knees up towards the sky. One more inhale here, and then as you exhale, you're gonna roll onto the left side of the left foot, the outside of the left foot. Bring the right arm up overhead, coming to a side plank pose. Make sure your shoulders are stacked over each other here. One more deep inhale. Then as you exhale, come back to your plank, roll onto the outside edge of your right foot, bringing the left arm up overhead. Check in with those shoulders here, making sure that left shoulder is stacked over the right. So make sure your hips are stacked over each other. More deep inhale. Then as you exhale, go ahead and come back to your plank pose. Take an inhale in here, and as you exhale, we're going to push our way back to our downward facing dog. Pedal your feet out if you want. For a few breath rounds, but just let your head hang nice and heavy here. And really try to push that seat up and towards the sky behind you as much as you can. Notice if your shoulders are up by your ears and try to draw them down the back a little bit. Next inhale, we're going to bend our knees, look to the front of the mat. And as you exhale, walk your feet to meet your hands in a forward fold. Half lift is on the inhale. Exhale, fold. Keep the left fingertips where they are, and on your inhale, you're going to open up to the right, bending deep into the left leg, straightening the right, and then exhale it back down. Bend deep into the right leg as you bring the left arm up overhead. Bend. Exhale down. One more time on each side here. Bend deep into that right or left knee, bringing the right arm up overhead. We'll hold here. Deep inhale in. And exhale out. Last inhale in. Then exhale, bring the right fingertips down to the mat. And on the next inhale, bring the left arm up overhead, bending deep into your right knee. Inhale, exhale. One last inhale in. As you exhale, come back to your forward fold. Take an inhale to come to a half lift again. Nice long spine. As you exhale, we'll come into a chair pose. Seat coming down and back behind you. Arms up overhead, gaze just over the top of the mat. Ground through the outside edge of your feet here. Maybe curling your toes in a little bit. And see if you can maybe sink your seat down just a little bit further. One last deep inhale. As you exhale, come to standing, Tadasana, your side. All right, so let's take an inhale in. Let's come up to our tippy toes. Exhale, hinge and fold. Half lift is on the inhale. Exhale, plant your hands, step or float back to plank. Inhale to shift your weight forward. Exhale, or halfway or all the way. Inhale into your up dog or cobra, shoulder blades together wherever you are. Exhale to down dog. Inhale, bend your knees into the front of the mat. And as you exhale, step or float to meet your hands in a forward fold. Half lift is on the inhale. Exhale, fold. Sweep the arms up overhead, coming all the way to your tippy toes. And then exhale to Tadasana, arms by your side. One more time through our Sun A here. Swinging the arms up overhead, tippy toes if you please. Exhale, hinge and fold. Half lift is on the inhale. Exhale, plant your hands. Step or float back to plank, moving through a vinyasa on your breath rounds as we went through last time. You're always welcome to come all the way down and do a cobra variation if you want. Or or you're always more than welcome to skip it. Inhale, bend your knees, look to the front of the mat. As you exhale, step or float to meet your hands in that forward fold. Half lift is on the inhale. Exhale, fold. Sweep the arms up overhead as you come all the way to your tippy toes. And then exhale to Tadasana, arms by your side. All right, so now we're gonna take our hands and interlace our fingers behind our backs. Take an inhale to broaden through the chest as you bring the hands away from the seat. And as you exhale, you're gonna hinge off to the left to start. Come back up to center on your next inhale, and then hinge off to the right. Popping the hips out to the left as far as you can, drawing the hands away from the seat as far as you can as well. Come back up to center one more time on each side, hinge off to the left on your exhale. Back up to center, and then hinge to the right. On the next inhale, go ahead and sweep the arms up overhead, bringing the torso up, come into your tippy toes. Exhale, we're coming to chair pose. Seat comes down and back behind you. Arms remain overhead. Gaze is just over the top of the mat. Nice deep inhale in. And as you exhale, go ahead and fold. Half lift is on your inhale, nice long spine. Exhale, plant your hands, step or float back to plank and move through your vinyasa. Or you can always skip it and meet me in down dog. On your next inhale, you're gonna bring your right foot up and back behind you. Exhaling through low lunge. Back foot goes at an angle. Rise up to warrior one on your inhale. Exhale, settle those hips, square to the front of the mat. Press through the ball mound of your front foot and the outside edge of your back foot here. Nice work, everybody. Strong warrior position here. Keeping with your breath rounds. One more deep inhale. Exhale, we're gonna hinge over, framing your front foot. Step back to plank, move through your vinyasa, or you can skip it and meet me in down dog. Next inhale, the left foot is gonna go up and back behind you. Exhaling through, low lunge. Back foot goes at an angle. Rise up to warrior one on your inhale. Exhale, settle those hips. Square your shoulders to the front. To the outside edge of your back foot. Ball down to the front foot here, helping to engage that inner line. Notice if your shoulders are up by your ears here. Try to draw them down the back. Shoulder blades down the back. One last deep inhale. Exhale. We're going to hinge and fold. Step back to your plank. Move through your vinyasa. Or again, you can always skip it and meet me in down dog. On the next inhale, we're going to bend the knees, look to the front of the mat. As you exhale, walk your feet, meet your hands in a forward fold. Half lift is coming on your inhale. Exhale, hinge and fold. Inhale, we're coming up to chair pose. Seat goes down and back behind you. Bending those knees nice and deep. Keep the gaze just over the top of the mat so the back of the neck is nice and long here. One more deep inhale. And exhale, come to standing, arms by your side. Couple breath rounds here. So I fix that. Now let's get into it here. Inhale, we're gonna rise up, arms up overhead, tippy toes. Exhale, hinge and fold. Half lift is on the inhale. Exhale, plant your hands, step back to plank. Move through vinyasa on your breath rounds, or meet me in downward facing dog. On your next inhale, your right foot is going to go up and back behind you. Then exhale, we're going to scorpion the dog. Bend the knee, stack the hips. Come back up to three-legged dog on your next inhale. Exhale through to a low lunge. Plant your back foot at an angle. Rise up to warrior one on your inhale. Exhale, settle those hips down. Inhale in. And exhale out. Now on the next inhale, we're going to bring the hands behind the back. Or sorry, actually we're bringing them overhead. And we're going to interlace the fingers except for your index fingers. Index fingers will be pointing up towards the sky. Take an inhale in. And as you exhale, you're going to hinge forward. Having it drawing a nice line from your fingertip all the way down to your heel. Inhale, come back up. As you exhale, now you're going to back bend. Bringing the gaze up overhead. Arms go back behind you as far as they can. Inhale, back up overhead. Forward, hinging over. Back up to center. And then we're going to hinge backwards. One more time, coming up to center. And then hinge forward. And now release your bind, bringing your arms down by your side. Take an inhale in. And as you exhale, we're coming into a warrior three. So kick off with your back foot. Lift your back leg up. Make your way up to that warrior three position, lifting that back leg up as high as you can go. Nice work. One more big inhale. And as you exhale, slowly bend into your right knee. As you softly land your left foot behind you, coming into a warrior two position. Inhale, we're gonna reach as far forward as we can here. And as you exhale, we're coming to extended side angle. So right forearm to right thigh, or bring the right arm on the inside of the right knee. Left arm goes up overhead. Still got that nice bend in the right leg. Notice that left hip here. Try to make sure it's rolling up and back behind you. Hasn't collapsed in. Inhale here. And as you exhale, we're going to rise up, bringing your hands up together overhead, turning off to the left. Coming to pyramid pose. And then bring your left toes to the back of the mat. Right toes come at an angle. Bend into your left knee. Warrior two on this side. Inhale in. And exhale out. Inhale, both arms up overhead. Coming to warrior one again. And then interlace the fingers one more time. Pointing up towards the sky with your index fingers. Nice deep inhale. And then as you exhale, go ahead and hinge and fold over. Pointing those arms up towards the sky. Nice long line from your fingertips to your back heel. Inhale, back up. And then back bend back. Bring the gaze overhead. Back up to center. And then hinge forward. Back up to center. And hinge backwards. Back up to center. Hinging forward. And then go ahead and release your hands. Bring your arms by your side. We're coming to warrior three to the back of the mat now on the left leg. So take an inhale in. And as you exhale, kick off with your right toes. And straight that left leg. Arms by your side. Lifting your right leg up as high as you can go. Holding, holding, holding. And then softly land your right leg back down behind you, coming into a warrior two position. Reach forward as far as you can on your inhale. Then exhale, we're coming to extended side angle on this side. So bring your left arm to the top of the left thigh, right arm up overhead. Or you can bring the left arm on the inside of the left knee. Fingertips on the floor. Back underneath you. And on your next inhale here, we're going to bring both arms up overhead, coming back to your pyramid. And then we're coming to Skandasana to the back of the mat. So bend deep into the left leg, right leg goes straight, draw the right knee. Hands can be on the ground, or hands can be at heart center. Deep inhale in. As you exhale, go ahead and bring those right toes back down to the mat, straightening the legs. Keeping an inch your bend here, coming into Prasarita, wide-legged forward fold. Hands can be under the hip, under the shoulders here. Maybe grab the outside edges of the feet. Whatever works for you in this position. On your next inhale, go ahead and bring your hands to hips. And then slowly we're going to rise back up, hinging at the hips. Turn your toes out to an angle. 45-degree angle here, so bring your hands to heart center. And then we're going to come to goddess pose. So bend into the knees, bringing the feet down. Then go ahead and cactus your arms, 90-degree angle. And then if you want to come up to your tippy toes, coming into this full expression here, you're more than welcome to do so. Try to keep the back nice and straight here. If you're on your tippy toes, maybe try to sink the hips down just a little bit more, really getting into that ear line, the groin area. One last inhale here. And as you exhale, go ahead and come back to standing. Heel toe your feet back in together and come back to the top of the mat. Or the sand. All right. Inhale, we're going to sweep the arms up overhead, tippy toes. Exhale, hinge and fold, belly to thighs. Half lift is on the inhale. Exhale, plant your hands, step or float back to plank pose. Moving through your vinyasa on your breath rounds. Or you can meet me in that down dog land. This time we're going to lift our left foot up and back behind us, coming to a three-legged dog on this side. Exhale, stack the hips, scorpion your dog, bend the left. Back up to three-legged dog on your end. Exhale through, low lunge. Plant the back foot at an angle, rise up to a warrior one position. Exhale, settle those hips. As you exhale, we'll go ahead and open up to warrior two. Shoulders are stacked over your hips here. On your next inhale, we're going to reach forward as far as you can. Exhale, come back to center. On your inhale, you're going to reach back as far as you can, trying to keep the same position with your legs. And then come back to center on your exhale. Inhale, you're going to reach forward as far as you can. And exhale, back to center. Inhale, reach back as far as you can. It's awkward, but it's good. And then come back to center. And the next inhale, you're going to reach forward as far as you can one more time, and then come to your extended side angle of choice. Hand on the inside of the knee if you want, arm up overhead, or the forearm can be on top of the thigh. This time we've got an option to bind. So if you want to bind it here, go ahead and bring your hand underneath your leg, bend the right elbow, bring it behind your back, find your left fingertips and connect them, and start to roll your right shoulder up and back. Nice work, everyone. Great. One more deep inhale here. And exhale, we're going to go ahead and release the bind, coming back up to our warrior two. Let's bring the arms up overhead. And as you exhale, or sorry, we're coming to our warrior one with the arms overhead. And as you exhale, we're going to come to a warrior three, kicking off with your right toes. Lifting that back leg up as high as you can. Work. We're going to softly land that right foot behind us again, turning the left toes to the left side of the mat or right side of the mat once you arrive. Arms up overhead to a pyramid pose. Then turn your right toes to the back of the mat. Bend into the right leg, coming into warrior two towards the back of the mat. Take an inhale to shift your weight forward. And exhale, come back to center. Inhale to shift the weight behind you, reaching back with your left hand, then come back to center. Inhale, reaching forward as far as you can. Exhale, back up, hips over hip, or shoulders over hips. Inhale, reach back as far as you can. And exhale, back to center. One more time, we're going to reach forward as far as you can, but this time we're coming to our extended side angle. So forearm to right thigh or right hand / elbow on the inside of the right knee. Option to bind on this side if you want. So bring the right arm underneath the right leg, left arm bends and comes behind the back. Rolling the left shoulder up, maybe the gaze goes up overhead. Maybe you settle into those hips just a little bit more. Nice work, everybody. One more inhale in here. And as you exhale, go ahead and unwind, coming back up to your warrior two. Bring both arms, both arms up overhead, coming to your warrior one. And we're going to come to your warrior three to the back of the mat, kicking off with your left toes. Lifting that left foot up as high as you can go. Shoulder blades are drawing together, lifting the backs of the hands up towards the sky. Lift, lift, lift here. Nice work. And then go ahead and let the left foot just land right next to the right, coming into a forward fold. Turn your torso to the left side, and we're going to take a wide step out and come into Skandasana to the front, Skandasana to the back of the mat. So you're bending deep into the right leg, left leg goes long, left toes draw back towards your left shin. A couple breath rounds here, and if you want to make this a balance pose, you're more than welcome to by bringing the hands to heart center. Go ahead and bring the hands down to the mat, bend into your left leg as you walk your hands back to the front of the mat. Frame your front foot, step back to a plank pose, move through a vinyasa, or meet me down. Take a nice deep inhale in, bend into the knees, look to the front of the mat. As you exhale, walk your feet to meet your hands in a forward. Half lift on the inhale. Exhale, fold. Sweep the arms up overhead, coming all the way to the ground. And then exhale to Tadasana, arms by your side. All right, I think what we're gonna do now is come all the way down to our backs. Oh. And let's have our knees bent, soles of the feet on the ground. And we're gonna start doing a couple bridges, and then we're gonna get into a couple other things here. So bend your elbows so that the fingertips are facing the sky. Elbows are right by the hips. We'll flow into our chair or our bridge pose a couple times. Inhale to lift up, peeling the spine up as you go. Pressing the hips towards the sky. Exhale down. Inhale, lift the seat up. And then exhale down. One more time, we're gonna inhale, lift the seat up, and then we're gonna hold. And from here, now we're gonna lift our right leg up and point it up towards the sky as high as you can go. Hold here for a couple breath rounds, pointing those toes up towards the sky. Nice deep inhale in. And as you exhale, bring that right foot back down. Press the hips up towards the sky, and then start to lift the left leg up, pointing the toes, straightening the leg. Couple breath rounds here. Nice work, everyone. One more deep inhale. Exhale the left foot back down. One more time on the right. Take an inhale to press the seat up, and then lift the right foot up. And then exhale that right foot back down on your next exhale. Press the seat up towards the sky, and then an inhale, bring the left toes up. Exhale in with the toes up. Take an inhale in, and then exhale, bring the left foot down. Roll down the spine, hold both knees into the chest, giving yourself a nice big hug. Now from here, keep your knees bent in and place your elbows onto the mat and roll up the spine a little bit more so that you can place your hands on your low back or your glutes. The soles of the feet should be up towards the sky. And then start to straighten your legs as you walk your hands up your back, coming into a shoulder stand here. So your legs will be pointed up towards the sky, staff pose with your torso. Hands are supporting you at the mid back. We'll hold here for a few breath rounds. If it becomes uncomfortable or anything like that, you can come out of it. We'll continue to hold. And we're gonna slowly make our way to a plow pose. So bend the knees first, and then bring the knees towards the temple area, and then start to straighten the legs so that they go over your face, and then maybe roll a little bit more so that your toes come down to the mat or floor behind your head. Hover them too, but just be careful of your neck here. Any twinging in the neck, please come out of it. And now let's go ahead and bend the knees so they come right next to your ears. And then slowly let your hands slide down your back so your legs go long in front of you. All right, now let's go ahead and grab behind our thighs again and start to roll up and down the spine until you make your way to a comfortable seat. And by comfortable seat, I totally mean legs out long in front of you, which is not nearly as comfortable. All right, so let's take our arms up overhead, and then we're gonna hinge and fold, bringing our head towards our knees. We'll go ahead and rise back up. Keep the legs out long in front of you. And then you're gonna bend your right knee, bring the right leg underneath the left, and then bend the left knee and stack it over the top of your left, or bend the right knee, left knee and stack it over the top of your left knee. And then straighten out the spine here. If you want to bring the arms involved, if you can touch your fingertips, or if you have a strap handy, you're more than welcome to bend the elbows behind the back in opposite directions and do so. You're also welcome to just place your hand in a comfortable position on your knees. Just breathe here for a few breaths. Let's go ahead and unstack the legs, switching sides. Left knee goes on the bottom this time. Right knee goes on top. Of course, each side presents itself differently, so stacking might be a little different. Just breathe nice and deep. Let your eyes soften and shut as you sit. Let's go ahead and unstack the knees. Make your way all the way to your back again one more time. Pull the right knee into the chest, leaving the left leg nice and long. And then we're going to roll off onto the left hip as you grab the outside of the right knee with the left hand. Right arm can go out nice and long next to you. Your gaze can be up to the sky or over your right arm. Come back up to center on the next inhale. This time, pull both knees into the chest. And then let the right leg go along, rolling off onto the right hip, bringing the left knee across the body. Left arm goes out long next to you. On the next inhale, go ahead and pull everything back into the chest. And take any final little movements here before you make your way to your final resting pose of Shavasana. Maybe a happy baby. Any little movements here that feel good. And then let your legs go out long. Arms by your side. Tucking the shoulder blades down the back if that's comfortable for you. Let the eyes soften and maybe shut. And just relax everything and rest. Start to notice your breath run again here. Start to bring some movement back to your body. Wiggling the fingers, the toes, and rolling up with the ankles. Stretch all the way with the arms overhead, reaching from the fingers down to the toes. Bend one knee at a time when you're ready and roll off onto your favorite side and press your way up to a comfortable seat. Once you've arrived, just take a moment to notice how you feel. Make some changes to the mind, the body. Take a moment of appreciation for your time spent on the mat. Bring your hands to heart center. Thank you all for showing up, sharing your practice, sharing your light. I hope you all have a wonderful rest of your evening, and namaste. Oh, thanks, y'all. Oh, when did Andrew get in here?
I'm sneaky.
Sneaky, sneaky. Very, very sneaky.
I was late to the party, but cool backdrop, man.
Thanks, man. I kind of froze. Like, it got so cold.
I bet, dude.
The wind was a little distracting, so this was a cool try, but I don't know if I'm going to be able to do it on the beach again. We'll see. But anyways, thanks everyone for coming. Appreciate it.
Thanks, Jack.
Right on, man.
Have a good one.
Experiment.
See you later.
Bye, guys.
Bye-bye.